On this episode of Deleted WrestleZone, we're going to talk about NXT and MLW, but also going to give you guys a glimpse of what's been going on with AEW ever since this whole crisis began and the recent news with them. So, let's get started with Deleted WrestleZone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Alright, everybody, welcome to Deleted WrestleZone. I'm J-Rod here. Let's start with AEW a little bit, what's been going on. This news just came around. Apparently, if you guys did watch the recent episode, it took place at North Cross, Georgia. Apparently, there were some police officers that were planning to shut them down, but according to reports coming from Wrestling News, they're saying that they had the necessary paperwork, but they managed to tape many of the necessary footage they need that could last up to mid-May. So everything was all pre-taped. Ever since we do know that Florida is currently on the stay-home orders. Now the governor of Georgia's doing the same thing too. So at this point, it's a little difficult with AEW to do some of their shows. So we just gotta wait. Hopefully it lasts. So let's get started right now with NXT UK. So this particular episode of NXT UK, it did had the 20-man battle royale. So what it's going on is this is gonna be a 20-man battle royale. Whoever wins will get a shot for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. That is currently held by Walter. So there's many wrestlers I can tell you. So I know Mustache Mon's in it. Joe Coffey. Alexander Wolf, who's there, but he's playing the insurance policy to ensure that this title remains Imperium. But I'll get to that in a bit. So let's start with the first match that they have. It was a women's tag team. Kaylee Ray, teaming with Jeannie versus Piper Nevins and Danny Luna. But this entire match, Piper Nevin tried to play mentor to Danny Luna. What's been happening, Danny Luna hasn't forgotten what Kaylee Ray did to her, where she attacked her out of nowhere in her match the previous week, and Piper Nevin's trying to calm her down. She knows that her anger's not going to get her the win, and most of the match has been like that with her, with Danny trying to get her hands on Kylie Ray for what she's done. Kylie Ray doesn't seem to care because she wants to prove her dominance within the NXT UK women's division. But sadly, match didn't go exactly Piper Niven's way due to Danny Luna's impulsive recklessness. But I'm sure Piper Niven will try to get her on track. So Kaylee Ray and Ginny won the match. Next match, it was what's her name again? Mela, this French girl, versus the return of Zaya Brookside. Now, no one's had seen her for almost a year, so according to what they're saying, she has been training at the Performance Center for a year, trying to perfect her craft. If you know what that means she needed to work on herself, try to figure out what moves it can do. But man, I haven't seen her for almost a year. It's great to see her back. And throughout this entire match, she doesn't look like she missed a step. But it's pretty good. I enjoyed that she went ahead and pick up the victory on this one. So I can't wait to see her more. Hopefully one day we get to see her become the NXT UK Women's Champion. Now, let's jump into the main event, which is the 20-man Battle Royal. Now, you know how this whole thing plays out psychology. There were only 3 big men in it. There was Dave Masty, Joe Coffey, and Cassius Ono. Now, Cassius Ono was trying to bond with the little guys, thinking that as long as he's like, hey guys, we're cool. You don't have to come at me. Well, it did not happen that way. So he was the first person to get the hell out, or should I say, get or tossed out. um, but there were some great moments. Let me go from who got eliminated from bottom to the top, from 1 to 19, as we say it. So we had of course, Cassius Ohno, Kenny Williams, Flash Morgan Webster, Huxley, T Bone, Travis Banks, Amir Jordan, Ashton Smith, and Oliver Carter at the same time. But you know, um, Ligero, Rich Holiday, and not this person. I did not want him to leave. Trent Seven, A Kid, Jordan Devlin, Dave Mastiff, Noam Dar, Joe Coffey, Alexander Wolf, yes, and Tyler Bate. So the winner was Ilya Dragunov. Now, I'm like okay with the idea of Ilya Dragunov. I think he really kind of got to me, with his style, how he is. I mean, of course, people are calling him the Mad Russian, but his match, like this one with him and Tyler Bate were facing off, was the best. I have to say, I would like to see those two face off in a singles competition. Like, forget about this whole thing with Dragunov being the number one contender. I want to see a match with those two facing off. I mean, wouldn't you guys want that if you saw it? But yeah, I would love to see it. So we got Dragunov, who's gonna face Walter. So I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna be played out because, of course, we know Walter how he is. But we just gotta wait and see. So congratulations to Dragunov. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do to impress me with his performance. I haven't got yet into him. I don't know if you guys have. So pretty much that's it. What's going on with NXT UK? So let's move on with MLW. And we're back. We got MLW Fusion episode 104. So this is a very special episode. Now, this one was a match called Loser Leaves MLW. This one was supposed to be with MJF versus Mance Warner. The loser leaves. Now, keep in mind, before then, MJF was still under contract, but apparently he's no longer with MLW because he's focusing his time with AEW. So remember, these videos were already pre-taped, so that means he's gone. He's no longer part of it. So let's go from everything that happened from bot to start to finish. So first match they had Septimo Dragon versus Douglas James. If you guys are not familiarized with Douglas James, he's a SoCal wrestler down here. I've seen him maybe once with my good buddy Danny Limelight. I did saw him the first time I saw him. He was in a triple threat match for the Baja Stars Cruiserweight Championship, and you're not believe who was there too. He's currently with MLW, and that is Alexander Hammerstone, who we know him as the MLW National Openweight Champion. So he was there. You probably say, why is he competing in a cruiserweight? Don't ask me. So ask the promoter. So it was a good match. Like, I enjoyed it. But Douglas James took the victory. He put Septimo Dragon in a submission. So I was like, okay. And of course, Septimo gave his respects to Douglas James on this one. It was pretty good. Then they jump in with they wanted to talk to Richard Holiday regarding to MJF's match against Mance Warner, but instead he gets a call from Gino telling him that something happened because of he mentioned Logan. Yeah, big big guy named Grogan or whatever they call him. So basically, I'm assuming what's his name? Mance took care of it. I think he had his buddies take care of the dynasty. So pretty much it's been like that. Then of course they did a little promo with Pagano from AAA. I mean, I'm a fan of his work. I love his gimmick, more like a psycho clown type. They did show a little bit of a video clip since this was the Loser Leaves MLW event. They showed clips of of Matt Warner's debut back in what was it, February of 2019, which was last year. Um, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool that he's back. You know, I enjoy. I was like, okay, so they're trying to do this whole thing much of the night. Um, Later, Matt, what's his name, Matt Warner had a little interview with Alicia Atout, telling her that you may never know what's gonna happen. You don't know if his friends are gonna be there to give him a helping hand. He doesn't know if the dynasty are gonna do the same thing. So basically, it's more like a little, not kind of a mind game, but more like a reassurance of what's gonna happen, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's what it was. And then they talked about the last week episode where we saw, what's his name, Brian Pillman being brutalized, attacked by Injustice, where they smash his head through a cinder block. MLW suspended Injustice and fined them $10,000. I'm not sure if it's the whole group or each. And I'm assuming since all these videos are pre-taped, I bet you they're gonna be ranting about that they did nothing wrong, none of that. They can't prove it. You were the one who videotaped yourselves. You incriminate yourselves. So there's still no clue. They said that clue what's gonna happen after that. So yeah. Of course, L.A. Park, as you all know, he's currently a free agent. He's not currently signed with anybody, but he is allowed to make appearances at any promotion. He and his sons are going to be are planning to challenge AAA star Psycho Clown, like they're telling them, find the biggest, the baddest AAA stars you got. My guess is Psycho Clown is going to team up with his old pals, Psycho Circus, Murder Clown, and Monster Clown. Those guys are tight. They were known as together as Psycho Circus, one of the top factions ever back in AAA before they split up, or should I say, Murder and Monster kick out Psycho. Then they showed a little video of MJF's debut, which took place in October 5th of 2017. I mean, I didn't see MLW until recently last year, but I like it, you know. The reason I got involved in it is because I was seeing some clips, but also Sammy Guevara was in it too, you know, in case you guys are wondering. And then they showed the clip where MJ wins the MLW World Middleweight title. If you all remember, he was still complaining about that. He won this title back in July of 2018. And it was the person he won it from, or I don't know how you call it. It was Joey Ryan. So it was kind of insane how it went. Then we had an interview with Savio Vega, who said he's going to be there for Mance Warner since they becoming tight. So you may never know what's going to happen. So we just got to wait and see. And then, of course, there was a controversial talk about last week, what happened, where Team Filthy helped out King Mo to pick up the victory against Low Key. And, of course, they're saying that, oh, he tossed the towel. That's not true. So we're not sure what's going to be, but I have that distinct feeling the war between Low Key and King Mo is far from over, but he wants to say it is over. Not by a long shot. Then we see backstage Hammerstone and Holiday found Mance Warner. They were trying to take him out, but what they didn't realize, they were ambushed by Savio Vega and Mance Warner too. He wanted them to find him, but they didn't see that one coming. So basically, MJF had no friends to back him up whatsoever. So That is great psychology there to play. What else we worked to? Oh yeah, who could forget about one of the Mance Warner's greatest matches? The barbed wire match between him and Jimmy Havoc. That wasn't like not too long ago, but damn, it was great. You know, I I think that was one of Mance Warner's greatest accomplishments, as recall, because since the episode was Loser Leaves MLW, and then of course we had a message from the Von Erichs. I think this one was like mostly the recent one due to the fact of what's going on to the world, and you know how that is. And then MJF had a little message for Warner telling him, "Yes, I may have gotten everything, but remember, I am better than you." Like he was screaming out of his lungs. It's like he's always been that same kind of character, even when you see him in AEW. So it's great. So you guys got to watch it. And then they kept the updates on Killer Cross. If you recall, King Mo just whacked him with the bat right in the back, and it said that something was damaged. As for Brian Pillman, they said something about his jaw. So we just gotta wait and see when they get back. Hopefully they get a speedy recovery. Well, we know where Killer Cross is at in real life. He's currently in WWE. Then let's jump into the loser must leave match. So it was crazy. MJF tried to run, and even he tried to pick up a cab. But my greatest moment is when Mansoor tosses the chair right in his face, picks up the phone, says, "No, he's fine. He doesn't need a cab." So it was so funny where like that, and they were fighting everywhere until finally Mance Warner took him out, and he becomes victor. And bye bye MJF. But remember, MJF was no longer part of MLW since he's now currently working full time with AEW. So, as I said, all these shows are already pre taped and all this other stuff. But it was a good match, so you guys should watch it. I think that's pretty much it what I got today. So, the next episode, I'm going to do a quick review on both nights of WrestleMania. Uh, right now, today is Sunday, April 5th. So, I'm trying to catch up with everything. So I must bid all of you adieu, goodbye, stay safe, wash your hands, and have a nice day.